let's go to his head, money and all. And I don't know if there's any truth to that thing that any truth to that, kind of theory about him, out partying and worrying more about other things than playing football. But maybe it makes sense if kind of the team wasn't as um, as much behind him as you would expect. Um, Travis, thanks for the comment. Yeah, I think it is a different situation. Right. I think it's a different situation in terms of Rattler getting benched because of bad play. But I think you could make the argument, Travis, that Jalen Hurts got benched because of bad play there in that game against who did they? Oh, that was against Georgia in the national championship game. Didn't No points in the first half of that national championship game. Saban inserted to it, and that's kind of where it went from there. So very similar situations. Obviously, the bad play, I think, to your point, Travis, was worse for Rattler than it was for Jalen Hurts at Alabama. But still, I think that the point is well made on both sides. Um, let's see here. Let's see, what else do we have? Going through all the comments, you guys are letting it go so quickly here. Caleb Williams looks like he has a natural, natural born leader. Nature. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading this wrong. Sorry. Has the nature of a born leader. His body language, his demeanor. Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think he's much closer to and you'll see him gain a little bit of confidence in his leadership ability. So I think you saw it today, but I think he'll be even more boisterous. I think look for a kind of in between a Kyler and a Baker Mayfield in terms of, I think Kyler was more of a leader with his play on the field, and Baker was obviously more of an emotional leader. The best, I think, for me, I would say Baker is the best leader in the history of college football. Maybe that doesn't always have the best talent, but I think he was one of the best leaders in all of college football. So Georgia 17-3. Okay, thanks for the update there. Penn State 7-3. Okay, great. You might be right. Return trip. Good thought there. Okay, we got an NIL deal in the fourth quarter. Wouldn't be surprised whatsoever. I would like to get. Yeah, no, and I think it was warranted. I mean, I think you could have made a case where Riley could have put in Caleb Williams a couple of games back just to see, just for a change or something like that. But it does concern you a little bit, and I don't want to completely, and I'm not throwing Lincoln Riley under the bus, but it concerns you a little bit. Does he have the, just in terms of his ability to read the room? I mean, you've had to have known that that Caleb Williams had the support of the locker room, and it took him to get. I think the good thing that you've seen from Oklahoma so far, obviously, other than being 6-0, is in the past, Oklahoma has found ways to lose games, not only like this, but lose games before now. And the fact that Oklahoma has made a decision and has gone on the other side of it, and you have a team that's undefeated right now. So you still have all of your goals in front of them. So, yeah, I think it's interesting, Alexis. I mean, I think the one thing that I'll give Riley, and I don't know if he put Rattler in just to kind of help him in terms of either declaring for the NFL or moving on to another team or whatever it ends up being. But putting him in there and that for that second down or for that 2-point conversion, and him delivering a solid pass and getting the 2-point conversion maybe help save his career a little bit from that perspective. So we'll see. Kid has a lot to learn on and off the field. I think he's and I'll still stand by what I said, best arm talent of any quarterback that Oklahoma has had. Even, Caleb Williams can spin it, but I think Rattler, when he's right, just great, great arm talent. I think it's just up here more than anything. I think his leadership ability is and look, I told you guys before, I coach high school basketball. I love people. I love kids that play with emotion, play with emotions on their sleeve, love leadership. And that's something that Rattler just doesn't do. And maybe it's not in him. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't do that. But I think maybe that's just not the type of kid, type of player he is. Um, but Caleb Williams absolutely has that, without a doubt. Yep, Ryan, you read my mind. I don't know if this comment came in before my point, but yeah, definitely agree. Very Baker-ish leadership ability, without a doubt. Um, yeah, I think so, Farva. I think that's a very good point. And for those of you that haven't watched that QB1, I mean, you can go back and look at it. I think it's still on there. Didn't look real good. You thought that maybe that was just a one-time bad decision and Rattler would learn from it, but not that he's done anything to that at that nature, but he has, not done what he needs to do off the field to ingratiate himself to this team, without a doubt. Let's see. I think that's right now. I think that's fair. I mean, at the very least, not as high as he had intended on being and wanted to be um, at this point. So, I mean, kind of depends on. I think he could. He's still got some time to rejuvenate his career. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he transfers. I mean, we'll see how quickly it happens. I mean. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the kid's gonna have to grow up a little bit. He's not as grown as he needs to be right now, but he'll have to, whether it's sticking it out here, whether it's going to the NFL, or whether it's going to another team, whatever he ends up doing, and who knows, he could be a kid where knock on wood, something happens to Caleb Williams, or whatever, a sickness or whatever, he might still be counted on to make some plays for Oklahoma. Look at Trevor Knight. When he didn't transfer immediately. He stuck it out and he had to play in one game when Baker Mayfield was had that concussion. Again, I'm trying to remember who he had the concussion against, but Trevor Knight had to play that game against TCU and found the way. Didn't play great, but found a way to win. So he's still got to stay dialed in. I think, for this team.